How do I start? I don't really know. So, I've been having a bit of a growing interest in Minecraft for some reason. More particularly with the older versions, whether or not I played them back in the day. And I just decided I want to do an upload on it, I guess. Well, what might we name our world? Fucking this. What? That didn't work. Okay, I guess that's just the name of the world. I don't mean anything by this. I don't know why it just named itself that. But here we go. We immediately spawn in a jungle, which is definitely not something you see in Java. That's mostly because the size of a legacy world is the size of this map. So yeah, this is due to the console limitation, or the memory limitations with consoles and stuff, and well, yeah, this is the PS3 edition specifically, so it only makes sense that a world would be this small. I mean, hell, my PS3 overheated. That shit did not last long. But yeah, if you can't already tell from the bottom left corner, I identify as trans now. This has sort of been a long time coming. I didn't really feature my voice, or really much of myself on this channel, I don't think, much before. But I figured it would probably be important to say this anyways, just because, you know, why not? I don't really know what I plan to do with this information per se, or regarding the channel anyways, but you will definitely, and you already do, but you will definitely hear me using more of a high-pitched or brighter resonance voice. I didn't need to make a wooden axe for that. But yeah, I will probably be using a voice of a brighter resonance and maybe trying to reduce the amount of chest vibrations in my voice. But other than that, there's not really much that will impact the channel at all, especially since if this channel goes anything like it has before, then, well, I don't even know if you'll see much of this channel at all, because we don't fucking upload. But yeah, today we're playing fucking Minecraft. Big fan of this game, honestly. Well, I always have been, at least somewhat. Ooh, an apple. But it genuinely just has some sort of charm to it that has me coming back. Sorry if there's a bunch of jump cuts in the final product of this video. I just suck at talking, I think. So I guess for fun, I might as well just go through the list of trans stereotypes that I know and see whether or not I fit them, just because I think it would be really funny. I of course have 1,000 hours on Tgirl, and I think that's pretty obvious at this point. I did not play Tgirl much after transitioning, or at least I haven't so far, but I think most of those hours are from when I was cis. But it's just funny to me that, you know, of course, I should make a sword, that I so happen to have all my hours being who I am. To be honest with this whole thing in general, I can't exactly pinpoint why I made the decision that I did. But, I don't know, I'm happy with it, I think. Sorry, the model froze. I have actually never played Celeste. I have it in my library, but I just haven't played it, and I'm not gonna lie, it might not be my kind of game at all. I can't really think of much else in terms of games that stereotypically like T-Fems or trans people play, but if I think of any, I guess I will mention them. I actually do not like or have energy drinks or soda much at all, so no, I do not like Monster. I believe that's another stereotype, I'm pretty sure anyway. It's associated with femboys, I think, but you know. Fuck, I didn't mean to start that tutorial. Oh my god, I need to disable tooltips. To be honest, I don't know why I'm having fun with a stereotype, whatever this is. It's just funny. I am not a programmer. I do, however, know someone who actually runs this channel, who has DID and has an alter that is trans, who does program. But I myself have never really touched programming outside of block coding and Scratch. I mean, I guess the best I can name in terms of stereotypes off the top of my head is that I do wear oversized hoodies. Well, maybe not oversized, but just dark hoodies in general, I guess. And to be honest, I didn't really have much else planned for what I was going to talk about, so now I'm kind of just out of ideas. So about this game that I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother knows. I like Minecraft, at least from time to time. It is very just interesting game. I hope it's not too controversial or anything to just prefer the older versions. Like, sure, this is a version I grew up with. This is the horse update specifically. I will put the number of the update on screen, but I don't know if it'll be a TU since I am playing on PS3 edition and might not be able to pinpoint which one this corresponds to. But I think just the older versions in general do have a charm to it that maybe the modern versions don't have. But I generally do find at least some charm from the modern versions, I think. To be honest, I'm mostly just aimlessly wandering and just collecting resources right now, but I will try to build a house in a bit here. I am not good at building at all, so I hope not much is expected from me, to be honest. I thought you would see trees normally like this in 1.15. I don't know what it was, but like I feel like that version sort of normalized trees being this fucking large. Maybe it's something to do with the beehive spawning on them, I don't know. Though at the same time, I have seen trees like these in Beta 1.7. Though I guess on the note of Beta 1.7, I did not grow up with Java much at all. The Java versions that I do remember playing were when I was able to start playing it on my own in 1.12, and when I was able to play it with my uncle, which was around 1.8 or so. I assume it was 1.6 because that is around the time of the horse update. If not just the horse update, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know, this game is just very charming. I hope I can upload more. I just really want to be dedicated to this game if I can, just because it's so interesting. I have been partly inspired by this YouTuber that I will put up on screen. Stuart is unoriginal to explore these older versions. God, I hate that noise. I think mostly just because, well, he puts up some very good commentary over it all. Hell, he even did like a hour-long video on one of the alpha versions, and I am genuinely addicted to watching it at this point. But yeah, that's my main inspiration, and I sort of want to involve myself in more versions if I can. But I don't know. Depends on what you guys want. But at the same time, there's not many of you. It's kind of just our friend group. So yeah, I guess this as a coming out video isn't exactly the most useful thing ever, since most people who are watching this are going to already know. But I guess it's important to just put that out there anyway, since I know there are at least quite a lot of people who did watch the Interloper upload, which I may or may not do one of my own, mostly just talking about one particular theory that me and my friends honestly sort of treat like a joke here and there, but also treat very seriously. I don't know how to explain it in the best way, but if I do make a video on it, you'll see. Get this bitch out of here. Sorry, that was rude. Oh my god, no way. I remember this. I remember zombie villagers only having the head. And, well, I guess I'm glad they have more features now. I guess he's dead now. Why is there a slime here? Oh fuck. I would really not like to die the first night, so I need to find, like, a... Honestly, I'm going to... I think I'm going to live in a cave. Iron already. Iron is a interesting resource to get behind early game for me. I just like, it's a 50-50 as to whether or not I'll immediately find it. This video is really just going to be ranting, isn't it? I don't know, I guess that's sort of just what this channel might as well be for. I don't know, might as well mention just things I remember about playing Minecraft. I originally played on the PS3, so I guess this is a pretty familiar layout and all that to me. I did want to play the 360 edition. I think even back in the day I did sort of want to play it. But I wanted to play the Xenia emulator for the purpose of this upload, but I just can't get it to work. I don't have the proper resources. Sorry if the model's been frozen for a long time there. But no, I never really got to play the 360 version. I actually did buy it for, I think, my 16th birthday. I bought a 360, but then, not too long afterwards, it proceeded to just shit itself and die. It pretty much just freezes on startup now, and I hate it because we spent at least a good bit on that thing, as much as you would spend on a 360, I imagine, and that's definitely not money worth wasting. I don't know, I don't have a job yet or anything, but yeah, it just fucking sucks. I just don't get to play that version anymore unless I use an emulator. But yeah, I wanted to play the 360 version, at least at some point, since I do like... I find it interesting, the idea of dabbling with the equivalent of the beta versions for Java on there. Anything below TU12 would be around beta 1.8. No, that's not true. The Adventure... I think it was the Adventure update did come out on there, and that was a version that included the Ender Dragon and all, but whatever. I do not know if I... Oh no, I should have enough wood. Again, I just have very poor, building creativity. I'm not gonna be very good at this. There you go. Probably should take... whatever. I don't want to deal with that right now. But yeah, I never really got to play much of pre-1.0 Minecraft, aside from probably, like, Pocket Edition. That was actually a pretty early version of the game whenever that was... I remember playing in Pocket Edition whenever it was free. I feel like that might be something not a lot of people can say. I'm not sure, but it definitely... I definitely do remember it having the irradiated grass that Alpha does have. Shit. And to be honest, well, ignoring nostalgia and everything, the irradiated the irradiated grass is very ugly, maybe with the exception of winter mode, which honestly conceals it if anything. But, something's still charming about it, I think. I think the best version graphically for Minecraft would probably either be this or Beta 1.7. There's something very charming about the color palette of the grass and general biomes in Beta 1.7 that I really do like. Again, I'm not very good at building, so might as well just start with what I already sort of thought I would do for a base like this beforehand. Is a 2x2 opening, so might as well just do double doors. How much iron do I have again? Oh, that's plenty. But yeah, no, I don't really have any experience playing Beta 1.7.3 nor the alpha versions much at all, but I still do find them very charming, just in a way. There's no reason why I should have any sort of nostalgic feeling for Beta 1.7, and I probably don't, to be fully honest. But there's something about the older versions that I think is very charming, especially just simplicity. I think that's the main explanation. I don't really get why there has to be an argument as to which versions are better or anything. I think that might be the reason why I feel ashamed to talk about stuff like this. But there really shouldn't be too much of a debate as to which version is better or anything. I think modern versions of Minecraft are at least okay. I don't like Bedrock at all. I think that's at least objectively a bit of a worse version. But I do like playing Beta 1.7, maybe over a lot of Java editions. I feel like if I were to be blinded by nostalgia, then I would say that Beta 1.6 or around that era is probably the best, but I don't agree with that sentiment at all, since I think even the Elytra update on this version, Legacy Console Edition, would be a lot better to play for me, personally, than 1.6. I can't really say why this is the case. I just think it doesn't really have as much charm as you'd think it would have. The graphics of that era of Minecraft are a little stale that I think the modern versions definitely do improve on at least a little bit. I don't really like Joppa's textures all that much in comparison to the old textures, but things may or may not have improved in terms of like shading and lighting. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it, I guess. Whatever. I mean, really I'm just giving my opinion as to what I like or prefer more. I recently started a bit of a save, or a co-op playthrough, with my friends on 1.9 flat. Why 1.9 flat? Well, I think it's honestly not that bad of a version in terms of what it added and what it contains and lacks. Oh shit. Block that off. I guess there's just a pond up there. I actually do like the Elytra update. I think it may or may not be a common complaint that the Elytra is probably the most overpowered item in the game. But to be fair, this is a single-player game. If there's anything to care about, I don't think it should be single-player game balancing. Sure, single-player games should absolutely not be unbalanced at all, but if something is overpowered, then you might as well let it slip through the cracks, not gonna lie. Because often, abusing overpowered mechanics in games can be more fun than just the base game in general, if you want it to be. Hopefully that's an agreeable sentiment. But I do find the Elytra itself to be at least a little fun, and I understand why it's in the modern game. If anything, I would love to bring it with me to older versions. Maybe not beta 1.7, because that didn't even include sprinting, just because I think it is, honestly, pretty good feature, all things considered. And if I had to take a guess, I think beta 1.7... What? No, not beta 1.7, what the hell? 1.9 was around the time... Oh god, only one door is crafted per... Oh god. I thought they fixed that way earlier. Over here? No? Yeah, I don't know. I think the Elytra is, I thought that was a blaze rod. My phone is slightly covering my screen so that I can actually record the model for this. But I think the Elytra was honestly not a bad feature at all. Like, sure, there is room to complain with just how much mobility it has compared to any other option in the game. Minecarts can essentially just be made useless in terms of practical travel, if you want it to be. But at the same time, one of the best things you can do with single-player games, such as, like, I don't know, Doom Eternal or Ultrakill, is you can ignore the boring way to play it. This is something that Under the Mayo definitely did not do with Ultrakill, wink wink. But genuinely, if you want to play the game in a way that's actually fun to you, then just do so. I don't know why it's not intuition for more people to just play the game how they would consider it to be fun, rather than play it the boring way if they consider it to work. I don't know, this is probably a pretty self-explanatory rant. You... get the fuck out of here. Apparently these guys did not split in beta 1.7 if you did not do exactly as much damage to them as their health. That made slime balls a lot more tricky to get, but I don't know, just a odd feature that definitely does not build a good case for 1.7 in terms of beta 1.7 in terms of playability. Oh shit. Oh no! Getting my ass beat, what? There we go. Oh, and speaking of things that really don't build a good case for beta 1.7, or really any version similar to this, skeletons are genuinely fucking overpowered here. I don't know why. It is so brutal to go up against skeletons, and from what I've heard, it is more so in Bedrock, which I guess is another reason why as I was saying, which I guess is another reason why not to like Bedrock. I don't know, if you want to play it, of course, then I don't blame you. I think it's a very practical version, if nothing else. But genuinely, skeletons are the most annoying pieces of shit to deal with in older versions, as I've noticed so far. I might have to play one of the alpha versions here, just to show how fucking awful these little shits are to go against. You might be able to see it here, but their reload speed, or rather their firing speed, is... it's so bad to deal with. Unironically, that might just be my biggest complaint with versions like these, but if that's about all, then I guess I can get past it. There are other nitpicks you can definitely make with versions, or with the older versions, that I think are definitely valid. Some of them being, I guess, the limitations and or just the limit for travel does I should probably make a sign for the space. Definitely does feel crippling, if nothing else. But at the same time, I think that argument is definitely warded off by the fact that, well, most people enjoy the limitations just because it allows them to get more and more creative. In terms of, like, actual genuine complaints that I think would very well be a reason as to why not to play versions like these. The old combat mechanics are a little boring. Oh, auto-saving. But, in terms of features that I think were definitely prevalent in about every version you would see at the time, the old combat system was definitely not the most interesting, or at least not the most fun to play around with in terms of mostly PvE. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people do like beta, not beta, what the fuck? 1.8 combat, just because of their PvP aspects. But honestly, the newer combat system is just more fun to play around with. It's not like swords got useless or anything. I think I remember hearing here and there that swords are genuinely just outclassed in that version. Not at all. Not in any stage of the game do I find myself being absent from swords. Oh shit, it's a taiga. I disabled the wrong thing. Oops. Ah, it's hints, right? I play with view bobbing off. I don't know why. Yeah, this video is definitely going to be edited with a lot of jump cuts. There's just a lot of dead space in which I don't say anything. But genuinely, like, this combat system isn't all that interesting to me once I play around with it for long enough, I think. How am I lag backing on this version? I think probably... Oh, shit. Right as I was talking about skeletons beforehand. Oh my god. Hopefully I have iron armor. I think the old combat system is definitely a lot worse than the one we have nowadays. It's genuinely just not interesting to just, I don't know, spam the button and win, I guess. Like, sure, there's still knockback and crit mechanics and all. Well, maybe I'm overstating it. I do think the old combat system wasn't shit, per se. It definitely had something going for it. But I honestly do enjoy 1.9 combat for some reason, at least a little bit more. Unfortunately, Legacy does not offer any of that, so I don't know. Also, something that kind of peeves me off in probably just every version of the game, I'm starting to notice that cave sounds do play way too often. Or, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm saying here, but like, I noticed that cave sounds originate all the way from fucking Alpha. I was playing Alpha 1.1.2_01. I think that's the version in specific. And I heard a cave noise, and I was like, dude. They're genuinely not even scary anymore, of course. I mean, maybe they were scary as a kid. I don't really remember what it was like. They're genuinely just fucking annoying to me now. Which, speaking of fucking annoying, get the fuck out of here, please. Thank you. Well, how do you get mad at Minecraft? Yeah, I don't like cave noises. I don't think anyone does, but I never use the signs. I'm smart. There we go. Shit. Ugh, fuck. Well, might as well have a conversation as to what mobs in Minecraft I find weird. There are certain mobs I've sort of just found to be just an odd addition to the game, if nothing else, as of recent. One of those being spiders. I'm not gonna lie, they are just a weird creature to me. They intentionally made spiders, like, fucking massive to be as intimidating as the other common enemies. Okay, I guess that's something else. Their texture does make them always look angry, even though I think the quote-unquote eyebrows are meant to be just eyes. But the main thing I find weird about them is just, like, maybe just their general form, as well as the fact that they're just here and just kind of everywhere at night. Why are they angry at you anyway? Because, like, I'm pretty sure spiders aren't usually aggressive, at least in real life. And why are they neutral mobs? Why are they suddenly pissed off at you whenever it's dark out? Or whenever they're just in a dark environment at all? That's a really good fucking question for most neutral mobs. Well, no. I think that's about the only case of lighting being the determining factor for an enemy's behavior. I guess something that could also count for weird mobs are zombies and skeletons, or just anything undead. I don't know where the idea of undead things burning at daylight came from. Maybe it's a specific reference, or maybe it's just a choice that the good developers made to ease up, like, general population by daytime. I don't know. Again, maybe there's some sort of stereotype relating to undead mobs burning at daylight. But why skeletons? Okay, no. Skeletons are fucking weird. They make the weirdest of noises for a skeleton. Why do they have an idle noise at all, really? As in a game design perspective, I get it, but they're just a pile of bones. I don't know what kind of noise you would expect that thing to make. And why are they archers? Why is it that every skeleton in a Minecraft world is an expert in archery? We don't know. We genuinely just don't know. I swear to God, I feel like I'm German 985 with how weird and crazy my rants are feeling. I don't know. I guess this is just what transitioning does to you. I do wish my voice was a little higher, or rather just a bit more feminine, but I guess it'll be more unique to see it just develop over time. But another mob that I think me and my friends do very much agree is weird are squids. They don't really have much purpose in the game other than to give black dye, and that's about it. And they were the first mob to be added as a naturally spawning oceanic mob. I'm forgetting the term. I'm blanking. Fish were only added in 1.13. The whole 13 updates after... Well, no, it was more than that in terms of time after squids were added. Squids were in the game for the longest time, and I think it was just exclusively to modify wool coloring. And it's like, well, black sheep aren't even all that uncommon, but I guess I understand wanting black dye to be in the game. No, it definitely has to be in the game. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just very odd that they chose squids to be the source of that. It does make sense that ink sacs would be a source of black dye, I think. It's just very odd to me, squids being in the game for as long as they have been, and the way they behave in general. Their model and texture is really weird, and it hasn't been updated in forever, if I recall correctly. There's just genuinely not really much point to them being there, of course, other than just to provide black dye. Sorry if my aim is shit, of course, playing on controller. Pigs also are a bit weird to me, mostly in beta 1.7 and anything below, just because they were the only food source back then, but that's more of a version-specific thing. I genuinely don't get why squids have been in the game for as long as they have been, and not any other aquatic mob prior to that. It's so weird to me. I hope I'm not alone in this, but squids are just the weirdest Minecraft mob by far to me. There might be an obvious example of weird Minecraft mobs that I'm not thinking of right now, but I don't know. I imagine this is probably pretty common, but I can see people being autistic over Endermen. They're kind of cool, if nothing else. I don't find them weird as much as I do find them genuinely just kind of cool. Are there many hostile mobs I would name or attribute to being weird? Phantoms might be in that same realm of weird. Maybe not as much as the other ones I mentioned, but obviously not many people like them at all. I don't think anyone likes them. Oh, my cat is here. Archer, you can't be here. I'm doing something. But I guess phantoms are weird in the sense that, like, there's not much background or reason for them to be there. They're, again, just a very annoying mechanic that kind of just is there to be there. I don't like it at all. Nobody does. Obviously, glow squids do sort of fit that same realm of weird as squids, but I think they definitely have a lot more reason to be there, mostly just because they look cool, at least a little, or are meant to look cool. So I can give them a pass for that. In terms of genuinely weird mobs, what would I say is honestly just maybe something that wouldn't even make sense being in the game? I don't really have anything that I can think of. Not at the moment, anyway. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things weird with really just every passive mob in the game. Mostly just the farm animals that, of course, you see anywhere you go in this game. I'm pretty sure most, if not all of them, are cross-eyed, and they sort of just roam around. But at least sheep feel more like a part of the world, since they just like that. You see them eating grass and naturally just trying to survive as a species. That makes more sense than about anything in this game, really, in technicality. I guess there's not really much you can do with mobs in general, at least not passive mobs, since, well, there's not really much detail you can add to why they're there or how they live their lives. But I think they should have added something like pecking the ground for chickens, for example. Hell, what if pigs were, like, attracted to villages because they have carrots there? What if they actually tried to stamp out your crops or eat them themselves? That might be something for a modern version, but I doubt that they would add something like that, especially so late into the game. For now, the most sensical mob, or passive mob, that we have are sheep, just because they have the minor detail of just feeding themselves. Again, this is a weird tangent. I don't expect anything in this video to come across as sane at all. What else do you expect from me? I definitely want to be able to focus a little more on building at a certain point if I ever do continue this, but I will see where it goes. Again, I don't have much building creativity at all. I definitely would maybe ask my friends if I can learn a thing or two from them, but I'm pretty sure the best way to do it is just to do it. You know what I mean? I guess I sort of could wonder how people just over time have naturally gotten better at building, and maybe just any game, but this game specifically. As evidenced by me playing this version, I definitely prefer a more simplistic style. Oh my god, how common is this? I actually don't know. You know what? Chainmail is also something that's a little weird, but mostly just like from a balancing perspective, I guess. It's weird to talk about balancing for a single player game, but I don't know, there's not much point in chainmail being in the game. I have 20 levels already, good god. Enchanting is also kind of weird, but honestly, if you want a detailed explanation as to why enchanting maybe just kind of sucks, then Fish on a Stick has a very good video on that, I'm pretty sure. I might make TF2 content at some point. Mentioning this because I threw Fish on a Stick's name out there. I have gotten into the game as of recent, and maybe it would be cool to make a few videos with my friends. Hopefully, anyway. I didn't need that, I'm smart. Oh well. I got another pick if I ever need it. I guess it's a sign to go mining again? Probably. Let's do it the probably hated but traditional way. Let's go strip mining. Ooh, I'm scaring all of you. Ooh, I'm not supposed to do this. Here, I'll do it the more safe way, I guess. I usually just listen out for lava if I can, but I guess that's maybe not consistent. Strip mining is so boring. I wish caves spawn maybe a little more often, but that's not to say I like the cave update all that much. I don't know, I haven't played enough of it, but maybe there are some good things it does, I just don't like the aesthetics of it. I think something very good about pre-Bountiful update is the fact that you won't be having your inventory swarmed with blocks like diorite and granite, shit like that, just because, I don't know, I can't really name many people who still use that block as a building block. Well, no, that's a little harsh. I definitely do see it used, but maybe not favored. Diorite was genuinely just kind of bad because, I don't know, I don't think anyone liked the texture of it, and nobody was willing to use it back in the day, if I recall correctly. That's definitely something that Joppa improved on, almost at Y12, 13? No, I'm at 11. I miscounted. If I were to complain about things as well, I mean, if I were to complain about things for the sake of complaining about things, I don't know, I don't like collecting redstone. But at the same time, no, it has to be there. It's a feature that a lot of people use, and it's definitely very cool to experiment with, but something about collecting it isn't very fun to me. I do like versions like these a little, again, just because pre-Bountiful update, there were no blocks like andesite, granite, diorite, anything like that, that could flood your inventory and really just annoy you, if anything else, if you don't like to build with blocks like that. But I guess that's not really a nitpick that has all that much merit to it. It's more of just a preference in terms of building style more than anything. I honestly don't really like how it looks when you're strip mining or when you're just going into caves. Maybe it looks better in caves a little, but not the biggest fan of it. I hear water, so maybe I am near a cave, speaking of caves. Oh, I am. My friends just joined the VC I'm in on their alt accounts. Hello, you two. I don't really have all that much to talk about in terms of weird-ass stuff that Minecraft has or includes at some point. So maybe I'll just try and close off with something relating to, of course, my transition. Again, as I mentioned, I don't think it'll mean much since, well, if we even upload at all, it's really just going to be a pronouns change, if nothing else, and you'll hear my voice maybe have a higher... what was the term again? Brightness? Yeah, brightness. Brighter resonance. And, honestly, I don't know, something about this does oddly motivate me to make more. I do like old Minecraft just in general, so maybe that'll be my main motivator for making content in general. But I will try to do what I can to make more Ultra Kill content, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy the game. I recently returned to it and I found more fun with it than I did before. I just had a small phase where I just didn't really find much enjoyment in the game at all after the rework. Not to say the rework is bad at all, oh god no, I love the rework now. But maybe there is something I miss about the old versions. I guess my friends can attest to there being at least one or two features or just general stylistic things that they miss about the old Ultra Kill. But I think Ultra Kill is an example of a major overhaul or texture update to a game done right. But yeah, I want to play more Ultra Kill if I can. There's an idea I've had for an upload where me and my friends do Archipelago, but I don't know when I'll be able to get the people for that. I'm about to hit level 30. I may want to experiment with editing style in terms of these videos. I don't know if jump cuts is exactly the most fun thing to watch, and I imagine that's what I'm going to be doing here. And my iron pick is out. Let's go back, I guess. But yeah, no, the more I think about it, I don't think that this will really mean all that much for the channel, if anything at all. Again, I really do hope to upload to here more and more if I can. It is fun to make content, just in general. Maybe it's not fun to make it because you have to, but I do want to incentivize myself to wherever I can just because it's fun. I also feel a little bad that we don't upload to this at all because, I don't know, I like the charm of just having a channel where we can fuck around. Girls just want to have fun. Other than that, there really isn't that much impact that I think this will have on the channel at all. I guess something worth mentioning that may become relevant is that I am actually in a relationship now. I don't know if he is comfortable with me mentioning this for the video, so I will cut this out if he needs me to. But I am, in fact, in a relationship with a trans boy. It's very nice to have, honestly. I think everyone deserves a loving partner that they can talk to and vent really anything to, just on a day-to-day basis. But I imagine that's pretty obvious. If you are within the friend group, I must mention that I will be updating my About Me. I probably should include somewhere in my page my old About Me, because I actually did update it around the time I started transitioning, but I think it's worth keeping for historicity's sake. But yeah, I think I'll leave it here. I'm gonna skate on out of here before the feds get me. Bye!